G'day, hi and welcome. Oh, this I'm very excited about. Okay, guys, I bought 2 chainsaws yesterday, and these are the first brand new chainsaws I've ever owned in my life. And you guys can see the other one is the MS400C, which, yeah, okay, a lot of people are going to be more excited about that saw than a little saw like this. But I am so stoked about this little saw. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that nice, all that graphic? Take a good look at it, because after Monday, this is never going to be this pretty again in its life. What a great looking little saw. It's just so sawy. I'm going to call this guy the Tree Piranha. Oh, yeah. So you guys remember, let's recap some of my saws. So for many, many years, 13 years, I used my MS261, which owes me nothing. It still runs, but it's got problems. I wore it out, guys. I God knows how many hundreds of cords of wood I cut with that, and how many trees and everything like that. And that 50cc saw was awesome. It was so good. And then last year, I ended up with another really cool saw. Past couple of years, I ended up with 2 really cool. I had the MS270 and the 260. The 270, I had problems with it, but I did do a couple of jobs with it. I got it for free, and I got the bar for free, and I got the chain for free. So I sharpened the chain back resurrected it from death, but it worked. And I did a pretty big tree job with those 2 other saws. And then last year, I ended up with a couple of saws. One I just gave to my brother last night, because I don't know if you guys can see it over there, sitting in the garage floor on the right side. That gray little object down there is the Echo CS3900 from the 90s. It was given to me by a widow that I worked for, and I worked for her and her husband for many years. And after he passed, obviously being in her 70s, these things terrify the crap out of her. She's like, I'm never going to touch that thing. Are you kidding me? Terrified of it. Here, you use it. And old friend, what I call that chainsaw, got me through a lot this year. I've put that chain and bar through hell. And that saw's always been kind of like my guardian angel saw, so to speak. And I gave it to my brother last night, and I feel good about it because it was given to me, and I can give it to my brother. However, he's got to buy a bar and chain for it. That's the caveat, because it won't cut anything now. But I also got another little chainsaw, the MS170, 170/180 hybrid that I got last year, aka Mini Beasts. And another saw that I got was the Husky 235, aka the Tree Tangerine, which my dad took a liking to that saw, and I gave it to him, but he wouldn't let me give it to him, so he gave me $200 for it. And I'm like, I love that saw. That saw was so smooth. It was so good. It had a few little problems with the seals and stuff like that, so it needed to put some new O-rings in that. But a great little saw. Such a easy little, like, great for limbing, stuff like that. I use that saw a bunch. I almost regretted getting rid of it, even though it's just still sitting over there. But I know now I needed a new lighter saw. Mini Beast was doing good. It started last year. The problem started late last year, where every now and then you would give her gas and whatever, and what would end up happening is it would the mechanism that rod that goes from the carburetor to the trigger would let go. Okay, and I'd put it back on. I'd get a couple more weeks out of it, and then I'd do it again. Last time I did it did it twice in the same day, and I was just like, okay, I can't be on the job playing around with my chainsaws. You're there to work, you got to work. So I needed a new chainsaw. And I looked at everything still had, and I'm like, okay, what's the smallest thing they have? So if I'm up in a tree doing branches and stuff like that, and little stumps, or trimming rose bushes and pear trees and apple trees and stuff like that I normally do, what would be the lightest saw I could get away? Well, it's this little guy. It's heavy enough for what it is, though. I'm actually kind of surprised how heavy it actually is for what it is. I think my MS170 was actually lighter. But it's the same CC size. This is the replacement for the MS-170. It's now called the 162, as you can see. And it is a dandy little saw. I haven't ran it up yet or anything like that, but I heard it running at the store. Only has one little nut on it. So you only got one to lose. And then there's your adjuster. 13-inch light bar. This thing, you work with it all day. What I have to be able to do with it, I can't really do it one-handed, but is I have to be able to hold the saw out here to do a back cut while I'm in the tree sometimes, right? So this is why I got this. I didn't want anything big. I didn't want a 40cc saw. You guys saw the MS-250 that was here about a week or so ago on my clients. Yes, I did get it running. I don't know if I got it running on camera. I don't think I did, but I did get it running. It was a little bit gummed up. And I know I'll be using that saw as well as this, but I like to rely on my own equipment. And one thing about this saw is that it's light. Like if you're going to get a small saw, get the tiniest saw. Yes, a top handle saw for arborists would be better, but a lot of arborists love these little saws. They are fun. They are fun. It's got a fairly thick bar for such a small bar, though, which is kind of fun. But these things there, you put a big oak tree on the ground and you start limbing, okay, yeah, and you get all the big branches and then you got to do the cleanup. These little guys, man, it's like, oh yeah, but like, oh, the bar's too short, it'll take you all day. Zip, zip, you're literally running with this saw in your hand, giggling while you're doing it because it doesn't hurt your back. It doesn't hurt this. It doesn't. You can reach up. You can cut over your head. You can do everything. You do like ballerina pirouettes as you're taking down branches. It's just awesome, right? So I can't wait to use it, and stuff like that. And I know a lot of guys, well, what's the power in comparison to this saw? It's a small saw. Who cares? Will it do the job? It's more of how sharp is your chain, how good is your bar. That's all you care about with these little guys. Gas, oil, and go. The idea is lightweight, easy to handle, easy to manipulate, easy to work with. I'll probably end up with a second one. Maybe still comes out next year with an even lighter version of this. Whatever the lightest version of this they can get, so I can scoot up trees with it. I'll be using it Monday for sure. On its first task, stump removal. Yeah. You know that stump of doom that you keep seeing on this channel? Yeah, it's almost all gone. And old friend, I burnt out the chain cutting that sucker, and I resorted to smashing it with my tree wedges and a splitting maul. But this should be sharp enough to get the job done. And when I got it, it was supposed to come with a case. And the guy in the shop said, sorry guy, we don't have any cases left, but we'll throw in 2 chains for you. How about that? I'm like, done. I don't care about a case. You know what I mean? Case don't make me money. The chains will, you know what I mean? So that means I got this chain, we'll call this the first Murphy chain. This is the sharpest it's ever going to be. After Monday, this chain is going through hell. This bar is going to look like hell after Monday, I'm sure. You guys are going to hate it. I can't own anything nice. I really can't. For very long because I am the way I am. But I buy these as tools. These are meant to work. That's what you buy them for. Easy to work with, lightweight, cool, hard to lose in the bush because it's nice and bright orange. You can still lose it. But the brake, I like that. It's nice and close. So you can see, like, I know I kind of got my wrong hand on it, but you see, like, I like that. I love that still keeps those things. Some people complain that they can't get big bulky gloves in there as easy, but I don't mind if the glove rides on it a bit, even if it triggers it unwantedly every now and then. I'd rather have a fully functioning brake. I think years ago I used to run chainsaws with no brake on them. They were just, the band was broken on them or whatever. I'd never do that again. I've had kickbacks. These little guys, a lot of people start out with a little guy like this thinking they're safer. They're not. They're actually more dangerous. I'm not trying to scare anybody away, but like these things kick back because they're so light. They kick back so freaking bloody fast, and there's not enough mass there to kind of put you out of the way. The biggest thing is the shorter bar. What happens is when the bar comes up, it's right at your face. You know what I mean? Where the bigger bar has a bit of mass to it, it kind of takes everything over your head a bit. A lot of times, these things you really got to be out of the way of the bar. I'm always cutting off to the side of my saw, so when it does kick back, especially if I'm brushing or cutting like bushels of Manitoba maples or whatever, or rose bushes. The kickback on these things, you got to really watch it. But other than that, great saw to learn on, great size saw like that. I'll let you know my honest opinions on it once I run it for a bit, and what I recommend it. Maybe it's hard to start and it doesn't run good, whatever. I'm pretty sure, being a stihl, the stills are pretty good at starting.